So this is what we have currently for our chicken coop. There's a door that goes inside the shed. That's our run. But we want to give them some more space since we're getting more birds. And want them to have more sun too. So we're going to expand this about 2 pallets out into the yard and see how that goes. So everybody always asks, how do we get started doing this stuff? How do you, where do you start? What do you do first? And just do it. We just basically made do with what we had. We had a shed and we sectioned off a third of it, a quarter of it, and put the birds in there, cut a hole in the wall, added a little run. We got our feeders for free, got our waterers for free, just people that used to have birds and didn't need them anymore. And that's been good enough for a year. Now we are doing a little bit of an extension and getting more birds. I can't afford to spend a ton of money on all this stuff. I'm definitely not going to go spend $600 on a Tractor Supply chicken coop, but this works out pretty good. It's a little bit more work, but to me personally, that's half the fun. Just make do with what you have. Used all used materials, stuff that we had laying around. Got some netting from my father-in-law, got some chicken wire from a coworker of mine, and some pallets from work and from friends who were willing to drop them off, and made it happen. A lot of the screws were even reused screws from, I mean, call me stingy, but I took apart a spare room in a garage to make more space in the garage, and I saved all the drywall screws, I saved all the plywood and all that stuff, and been putting it to use. I've gotten wood from stuff that was left here. The one neighbor moved out. He was a woodworker, had a bunch of wood he didn't want to figure out what to do with, so he just gave it all to me. My brother-in-law has a bunch of rough cut 4x4s at his old job that they basically would just throw away. They used them for stacking stuff on trailers. So he gave me a truckload of those. One of my guys gave me a trailer full of pallets. And this is part of the big thing about having community everybody's talking about is if you have a well-networked community of individuals, like out here, most of our family has been farmers at one time or another, and my friends are getting into the same type of thing, so everybody kind of helps each other out. So it really helps when you don't have to have this stuff nickel and dime you. So that's pretty much it. Just get started, get rolling, make stuff work. Doesn't have to be pretty. So this is where we're at now. A lot more space in there. We got to cut a hole to run the gutter out onto the lawn, and got to get more chicken wire to go around this corner. Thought I was going to have enough, but not quite. So we are looking pretty good. Should be absolutely fine for another dozen chickens. Will be showing up soon. And then for my meat birds, I think I'm going to box in that extra part of the covered area and the same distance out to here. So getting there. All right, we have, say hi. We have finished the chicken coop project. We have the rest of the chicken wire put on here. I went and bought another roll and found out the chicken wire costs apparently as much per pound as cocaine. It's not as tight there as I would have liked, but due to the varying heights of the pallets and the different heights that the top was mounted at, it's hard to get it perfect. But front looks pretty good. Not doing anything for the top right now. we will wait and see what that looks like. Haven't had any problems with predators. Last year we had them out free ranging a lot, so not that worried about it, but we'll see. This should at least keep them in when I want them to be in. So that is pretty much it. So that should be good for what we need it for. We've got 30, hey, we're gonna have 30 birds in a couple weeks, 33 actually, including 4 ducks and 1 rooster. And then we've got a bunch of meat birds that'll be going in the other extension later on this summer. So it's working out pretty good. Still got to run this gutter out into the yard. Gotta refill their water too. Ducks just splash all the water out. I have to refill it like 3 times a day if I want to keep it clean. So there's some reflections on homesteading stuff. So now we got to think about what we want to do next. I want to do pigs. The wife does not. She wants to do goats, but I do not. We already have a goat milk lady. We don't need to do it ourselves. But we might have a pig solution coming up. And somebody was talking about meat rabbits. That's a thing. I don't know. Try a little bit of everything, I guess. Wait until you see what we're doing with the garden this year.